Hello, welcome to the channel. My name is Dee. I'm going to show you how I made this beautiful beach wear. It's a cover-up skirt. It can actually be a skirt, or you can wear it as a cover-up dress, just like how you see it on my mannequin right here. And next are the materials I'm going to be using in this tutorial. Make a slip knot, and you're going to make a chain of 130. You can chain any number of chains as long as it's an even number. For a size small to medium, I'm going to chain 130. So my chain can stretch all the way to 43 inches. That is when I stretch it. All right, next you're going to make sure your chain is not twisted. Okay. And you're going to join in the very first chain to form a circle, because this skirt is worked in rounds. Okay, so now you have this big circle, so we're going to be working in rounds like this. For our first row, you're going to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then the chain 5 counts as, the first 3 chains counts as a double crochet, and then these 2 chains will just be in the middle as we make the mesh pattern. So you're going to yarn over, skip this next stitch, and into the next you're going to make a double crochet. Chain 2, skip 1, into the next chain, make a double crochet, chain 2, yarn over, skip 1, double crochet into the next, chain 2, skip 1 stitch, and into the next you're going to make a double crochet, chain 2, skip 1 chain, and into the next make a double crochet. You're going to repeat that pattern all the way until you get back to the end of the row. I'm completing my first row now, so this is my next chain that I'm skipping, and into this next one I'm going to make a double crochet, chain 2, and I'm going to skip this last chain, and I'm going to slip stitch on top of the 3rd chain. This is it, so I'm skipping these 2. Okay, you'll have something like this, and that's our first row. Second row, you're going to chain 5, turn your work, yarn over, and make a double crochet on top of the next double crochet, chain 2, double crochet on top of the next double crochet, chain 2, double crochet on top of the next double crochet, and you're going to repeat that, chain 2, double crochet on top of the next double crochet, chain 2, double crochet. So you're going to repeat that all the way around until you get back here at the end. Once you get to the end of the row, just like the first row, you're going to slip stitch on top of the third chain to join like that. Then you're going to chain 5, turn your work, and then you're going to repeat row 2. And that's going to be the pattern for this skirt. So yarn over, and on top of this next double crochet right here, you're going to make a double crochet, chain 2, double crochet on top of the next double crochet from previous row, chain 2, double crochet on top of the next double crochet, chain 2, double crochet on top of this next double crochet, and you're going to repeat that. You're going to repeat row 2 and 3. So you're going to complete this row 3. When you get to the end, you're going to slip stitch on top of the third chain to join. Then you're going to chain 5, turn your work, and you're going to repeat that same pattern over and over until you have the length that you want. So I'm going to go ahead and do the rest off camera, and I'll be back to show you guys how many rows I made, okay? So give me a minute. And here I have a total of 72 rows. You don't have to make it this long. You can make it shorter if you like. Okay, so at the end of it, you're simply going to cut off the yarn and make sure that that last loop is tight. So chain 1, and you'll have to weave that in later, okay? So this is the back of the skirt. This is how it looks. Now the next step, we're going to attach our fringe, okay? And you can cut your fringe, and I'll show you how to attach it. For my fringe, I'm going to be using this black color. It's a Lion brand. Okay, it's called the Basic Stitch, and that's what I'm going to be using for the fringe. So I'm going to cut it, and then I'll show you how long it is. Then we can go ahead and continue working on our skirt. So my fringe is 7 inches long, and I'm going to be using these 3 strands to attach on the skirt. You can use 4 or 2, whatever you like. So I'm using the same hook, and I'm going to start on my second row, and I'm going to simply attach the fringe like that. Okay, keep watching. I'll slow it down a little bit as I go. So you're going to create a loop and go over the chain 2 space and attach your fringe. And basically that's what I'm doing for this first row. Look like that. Go under the chain 2 space with your hook and pull through the yarn. Simple like that. And you're going to repeat that all the way around the skirt. All right, I'm going to repeat that all the way around, then I'll show you guys what to do on the next row. On a second thought, I think it's better I show you guys how to start the next row with the fringe so that we can work on this at once. So here, what you're going to do after attaching your first row of fringe, you're going to count how many spaces your fringe is covering. Mine here is covering about eight boxes. I'll call them boxes of that mesh, those spaces. So from the 8th box, you're going to count 8 more boxes going down, and then you're going to attach your fringe on the 9th box. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So in total here you have skipped 16 rows. Okay, so 8 plus 8, that's 16 rows. So that's what you've skipped from the row you attached your first row of fringe. Okay, so you're just going to repeat the same process all the way around. So after this row, of course, you have to do it all the way around. You're going to count 16 rows going down, and then you attach your fringe onto the 17th row. So I hope that makes sense, and you can actually adjust and make it and style it your own way. So this is how I'm doing mine. So yeah, I hope you like it, and let's continue. Okay, so I'm simply going to repeat the same pattern, the same process, and I'll work all the way around the skirt, and then I'll be back to show you guys how it looks like. And here we are. This is what I have. I made a total of 6 rows for the fringe, and I'm now working on this last one. As you can see, I'm attaching the fringe at the very last row that I have. So if you made your skirt shorter, obviously you're going to have less rows of fringe. So I'm just completing this here. After attaching your fringe, you're going to make a long chain that can go around your waist, and you're going to use a darning needle to weave it through the first row of mesh. Okay, you can just start from anywhere you feel comfortable and pull through the chain. So I'm just going back and forth, pulling through the chain, and I'm going to do that all the way around the waist area. So that's why we use the hip measurement for this skirt, because we're using the chain to help the skirt be tight around the waist. And here is what we have. This is how it looks like on my mannequin, and I hope you like the story, guys. It's a simple one, so enjoy it. You can decide to have it as a skirt, or you can rock it as a dress, just like you're seeing it here. Use the chain we pulled through around the waist area to tie around your neck. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.